This prayer you are about to hear is not a common prayer. It does not appear just anywhere, it is not repeated every day, and it was not made for just anyone. It appears a single time, at an exact moment, and if you are here now hearing these words, it is because something within you already knew it needed to find it. It was not chance, it was not the algorithm, it was a calling. There is a part of your consciousness that recognizes frequencies even before your rational mind understands what is happening. And that part of you, silent and ancient, is what brought you here. While millions of people pass by this video without even stopping their thumb on the screen, you stayed, you remained. And that in itself is a sign that your inner field is ready to receive what is about to be said. Keep this with care, because rarely does a prayer like this repeat itself. It was written to pierce through the noise of the world and find exactly who was ready to listen. And if you feel a slight shiver, a gentle tightening in your chest, or even a sudden urge to pay more attention, this is not a coincidence. It is your body recognizing that the time has come. Think of how many times throughout your life you have had the feeling of waiting for something you could not name. A silent call, a restlessness that did not go away even when, in the eyes of others, everything seemed to be fine. This restlessness was not a flaw of yours. It was an invitation. It was the wisest part of you trying to remind you that there is a version of your life much richer, much lighter, and much more aligned than the one you have been living until today. Many people live for years, even decades, waiting for a sign from the universe, a nudge, a confirmation that they are on the right path. And curiously, this sign almost never arrives in the way they expect. It does not come in the form of a trophy, nor applause. It comes in silence like now through a prayer that crosses the screen and finds the heart of whoever was already, deep down, asking to be found. If you have arrived here, it is because your soul has already decided that this is the moment of change. Your mind may still doubt, it may still question, but a deeper part of you, the one that uses no words, already knows. And it is precisely that part we are going to awaken together in the next few minutes. There are people who will watch this video and feel only fleeting curiosity, and there are people who will feel something move inside, something that recognizes, something that awakens. If you are in the second category, know that this is not luck, it is attunement. Your life up to this very instant has been a collection of experiences, some painful, others confusing, that have brought you exactly to this moment, to this prayer, to this opportunity to rewrite your relationship with prosperity. Nothing was in vain. Every financial difficulty you went through, every night you worried about bills, every time you felt shame or fear when looking at your own bank statement, all of this was part of a path that brought you exactly here, to this turning point. And it is about this turning point that we will speak now. Before we move on, I want you to do something simple but absolutely necessary. Find a comfortable position. It does not matter if you are sitting, lying down, in the car, in the kitchen, or walking with your headphones on. What matters now is the quality of your attention. Close your eyes if it is safe to do so, or just soften your gaze. And breathe. Inhale deeply through your nose, counting to 4. Feel the air filling your abdomen, rising to your chest. Hold it for an instant, and release slowly through your mouth as if you were letting go, along with the air, everything that weighs on you. Do this one more time. Inhale, hold, and release. With each breath, your nervous system begins to understand that there is no danger here, that this is a safe space, that you can finally relax. Repeat this breathing cycle one more time, slowly. Inhale, counting to 4. Hold for 4 seconds, and exhale, counting to 6. Letting the air leave more slowly than it entered. This simple breathing pattern already begins to calm your body on a deep level, signaling that you no longer need to live in a state of constant alert, because it is precisely this relaxation that opens the door to what we are going to build together. As your body calms down, I want you to notice something important. For years, perhaps decades, you may have carried the silent belief that money is difficult, that abundance is for others, that you need to strive until exhaustion to deserve a little comfort. These beliefs were not born with you. They were planted, repeated, absorbed from the environment in which you grew up, from the words you heard as a child, from the worries you saw etched on the faces of those who cared for you. Perhaps you grew up hearing phrases like, "Money doesn't grow on trees," or "People like us don't get rich," or "You have to suffer a lot to earn a little." These phrases, repeated year after year, turned into a kind of silent programming, running in the background, shaping decisions that you might not even realize you are making. But a belief, no matter how old it may be, is not an absolute truth. It is just a pattern repeated so many times that it started to seem real. And today, right now, you have the opportunity to let go of this pattern. Allow yourself for a moment to doubt the doubt. Allow yourself to question the fear. Ask yourself in silence, what if I were already worthy? What if the scarcity I have known was not my final truth, but just a phase I am about to end? Feel these questions echoing within you, with no rush to answer them with your mind. Just let them soften the rigid edges of everything you learn to believe about money. You don't need to fight against fear. You just need to stop feeding it with attention. With every breath you take now, a layer of resistance dissolves. With every exhale, an old belief loses its strength. You are, at this very moment, preparing yourself not to ask for abundance, but to remember that it already pulses within you, waiting only to be recognized. Imagine for an instant that all the weight you have carried to this day regarding money is like a backpack full of stones on your back. Each limiting belief is a stone. Each old fear is a stone. Each painful comparison with those who seem to have more than you is a stone. And now with every breath you begin to take these stones out, one by one, and let them fall to the ground behind you. Feel the relief in your shoulders. Feel the relief in your chest. You no longer need to carry this weight. There is something that very few people understand about money. It does not respond to raw effort, nor to desperate pleas, nor to prayers made with gritted teeth and a heart in panic. Money responds to energy. It responds to the frequency you emit, to the story you tell about yourself when no one is listening, to the words you whisper in your head when you look at your bank statement. If for years those words were of fear, of lack, of "it's never enough," that was the message you emitted to the world, and the world faithfully responded with more of the same. But that is about to change, because now you are going to decree with all the conviction you can muster a new financial identity. Not an identity of one who begs for money, but of one who is already, in essence, prosperous. Repeat mentally, or in a low voice if you are in a quiet place, "I am a magnet for prosperity. Money flows to me with ease and joy. I deserve abundance in all areas of my life." Feel the weight of these words. Do not say them like someone repeating an empty mantra, but like someone who finally recognizes a truth that had been forgotten. Your bank account is not just a number on a screen. It is a mirror of your inner energy. And when you change the energy, the mirror, inevitably, changes the reflection. This does not mean that money will simply fall from the sky without any action on your part, but it means that the doors that once seemed locked begin to open, the opportunities that once went unnoticed begin to appear, and the right people, at the right moments, begin to cross your path. You are now exchanging the scarcity mindset, that internal voice that always calculates what is missing, for the deservingness mindset, that quieter but infinitely more powerful voice, which knows, without a shadow of a doubt, that abundance is your natural state and scarcity just a temporary pause that is about to end. Think about how nature works. A tree does not struggle to bear fruit. It simply grows, aligned with its roots, with the sunlight, with the water it receives, and in the right time, the fruits appear, naturally, without struggle, without desperation. You are like that too. When your inner roots, that is, your deepest beliefs, are aligned with abundance, the fruits, that is, the money, the opportunities, the right encounters, appear at the right time, without you needing to despair or force yourself beyond what is necessary. Haste and desperation, in truth, are the greatest blocks to the natural flow of prosperity, because they emit a frequency of lack, and what you emit is, invariably, what returns. Now I want you to use your imagination, because imagination, when charged with true emotion, is one of the most powerful tools you possess. Visualize your bank account, not as a cold number, but as a river, a wide, luminous, infinite river that never dries up, that never stops running. See this river shining under a golden light, soft, warm, like the sun setting on the horizon. Each inflow of money in your life is like a new spring joining this river, increasing its volume, its strength, its brightness. And each outflow, each payment, each bill settled is not a loss but a current that leaves the river and returns, stronger, more voluminous, bringing with it new opportunities. Imagine this cycle happening without effort, without struggle, like the very nature of water, which always finds its way, which never gets stuck, which always flows. Feel, for an instant, what it would be like to live knowing that this river will never dry up, that no matter how much you use of it, it will always renew itself. This is the true nature of money when there is no emotional resistance blocking its path. The scarcity you may have felt in the past was not about a real lack of resources in the world, but about an internal block, a dam built by fear which prevented the river from flowing freely. Now, taking a deep breath, imagine this dam dissolving piece by piece like sand carried away by the current. Feel the relief of letting money circulate, of stopping the act of holding onto it with hands trembling from fear and beginning to let it flow. Come in and go out, always returning larger, always returning stronger. See in your mind this golden river crossing every area of your life. See it entering your home, your work, your relationships, in every decision you make. See small drops of this river transforming into new opportunities, an unexpected invitation, an idea that appears out of nowhere, a conversation that changes the course of a project, an old contact who reappears bringing a proposal. All of these are tributaries of the same river of abundance that is already moving toward you. This is the natural flow of abundance, and you are, at this very moment, aligning yourself with it. There is a simple, almost forgotten gesture that many ancient traditions use to consolidate an intention on the physical plane, transforming an inner desire into a tangible commitment. And I want to invite you to perform this gesture today. Take a piece of paper, it can be small, the size does not matter, and write on it the financial value that represents your new reality. Do not overthink it. Do not calculate with your logical mind whether it is possible or not. Just write the number that resonates within you as true, as a symbol of the abundance you are accepting to receive. After writing it, fold this paper carefully, like someone putting away something precious, and place it in a container, a box, a jar, a special envelope, something you can call a container of gratitude. This gesture may seem simple, almost insignificant to the rational mind, but it carries deep symbolic weight. By writing and keeping this intention, you are telling your body, your energy, your inner field, that this abundance is not just a distant dream, but something you are already accepting as real even before seeing it manifest externally. This container becomes a physical reminder of your inner commitment. Every time you look at it, even without opening it, your body will remember the decision you made today, and it is precisely this silent repetition, this constant reminder, that helps to solidify the new belief, until it ceases to be just an intention written on a piece of paper and becomes, little by little, your new lived reality. Some people choose to place this container in a prominent spot, such as the bedside table or a shelf they see every day. Others prefer to keep it in a more private, almost secret place, like someone protecting a seed until it is ready to sprout. There is no right or wrong way. What matters is the intention with which you perform the gesture and the consistency with which you allow it to remind you of the decision you made. Now the most important moment of this gathering has arrived, the moment in which we will repeat together the affirmations that will reprogram your relationship with money. I want you to not only hear these words, but to feel them, to let them reverberate inside your chest, to allow each sentence to settle a little deeper than the previous one. Repeat with me, mentally or in a low voice. I am deserving of all the abundance that life has to offer me. Money comes to me with ease, joy, and gratitude. I trust in the infinite flow of prosperity. My bank account grows constantly, in expected and unexpected ways. I release every belief of scarcity that has ever lived in me. I am prosperous now, not just in the future. The universe works in my favor in every detail of my financial life. I attract wealth opportunities without excessive effort. I deserve to live with comfort, security, and plenty. Money is an energy that flows freely through me. I make space in my life to receive more than I have received until today. Each passing day, my relationship with money becomes healthier, more confident, more prosperous. I trust that what is mine by right will always find its way to me. I am grateful in advance for everything that is about to arrive. My mind is aligned with abundance. My heart is open to receive. My body vibrates at the frequency of prosperity. I release control and allow life to surprise me with plenty. I no longer need to fight for money. I only need to align myself with it. Each opportunity that appears before me is a sign that I am on the right path. I am capable of creating wealth in multiple ways. The universe is generous, and I am part of that generosity. I see money arriving from expected and unexpected sources. I trust in life's perfect timing. Everything I need is already on its way. I choose to believe in plenty, not in lack. I choose to see opportunities where I once saw obstacles. I am prosperous in thoughts, in words, and in actions. My energy attracts what is good, what is fair, what is abundant. I let go of any guilt related to earning and having money. I deserve to prosper without suffering, without excessive sacrifice, without guilt. Wealth flows to me like a river that never runs dry. I am grateful for what I already have, and this creates space to receive even more. Each cent that enters my life is celebrated, and each cent that leaves returns multiplied. I trust that I am being guided toward the right financial decisions. I release the fear of never having enough. I choose, from now on, to live anchored in the certainty of plenty. I allow wealth to reach me in simple ways and also in surprising ways. I am a person who attracts good financial news. I'm someone who knows how to recognize opportunities when they appear. I trust deeply in my capacity to prosper. I leave behind any version of myself that believed in scarcity. I choose, with all the strength of my being, to embody the prosperous version of myself. I am worthy of financial security. I am worthy of peace of mind. I am worthy of living without fear regarding money. Starting today, my history with prosperity is written in a new, generous, and infinite way. I am prosperous, I am abundant, I am worthy now and always. Feel these words still echoing within you. There is no need to rationally understand how each one of them will manifest. The logical mind always wants to know the how, but energy works on the when you allow. And you, by reaching this point, by staying until this part of the prayer, have already demonstrated that you are allowing. Let these affirmations continue working even after you resume your activities. They do not need extra effort on your part. They only need space to settle in. Just as a seed planted in the earth does not need you to pull it upward to grow faster, your new belief in abundance does not need to be forced either. It only needs time, gentle repetition, and your silent permission to flourish. Keep breathing slowly. Keep feeling your body relaxed. And as these words settle within you, know that you are not alone on this journey. Thousands of other people, at this very instant, somewhere in the world, are also hearing these same words, also releasing the same chains, also allowing themselves to believe in a new financial reality. There is a collective force in this, an energetic current that grows stronger when many people, at the same time, choose to believe in abundance instead of scarcity. And you are now part of this current. You are no longer isolated in your financial struggle. You are connected to a larger flow, a flow that is already in motion, a flow that is only waiting for you to stop resisting in order to carry you forward. I want you to imagine for a moment all these people around the world in different cities, in different languages, repeating, each in their own way, the same intention of prosperity. Feel yourself part of this invisible fabric of collective intention, a fabric that grows stronger with every person who chooses, as you have chosen today to believe in something greater than fear. Let us continue, because there are still more layers of this new financial identity to consolidate. Repeat once again, allowing each sentence to go a little deeper. I am a prosperous person. I live in abundance. I trust in the process of life. I know that everything I need is being organized in my favor, even when I cannot see it with my physical eyes. I release the need to control every detail. I trust that there is a greater intelligence looking after my financial interests. I am guided, protected, and provided for. I stop chasing money and allow it to find me. I know that I deserve to rest, and that prosperity does not require me to suffer to reach it. I choose today to end the cycle of financial struggle that I inherited or learned. I choose today to begin a new cycle based on trust, deservingness, and flow. I am grateful for every reel that has ever passed through my hands, because each one taught me something about value, about exchanges, about the energy of life. I bless the money I have already received. I bless the money I will yet receive. I bless every person who, directly or indirectly, will be part of my path of prosperity. I am part of a generous system, and this system is now working with me and not against me. I release any envy, any comparison, any feeling that someone else's wealth diminishes mine. There is plenty for everyone, and someone else's prosperity takes nothing away from me. I rejoice genuinely in the success of others, because it reminds me that abundance is real and available. I rejoice in my own growth, cell by cell, decision by decision, day after day. I am patient with the process, but firm in my new identity. I do not need to see the immediate result to know that the change has already begun within me, and what begins inside inevitably manifests outside. Stay a few moments longer in silence, feeling your body, feeling your breath, feeling the slight warmth that may have arisen in your chest or hands while these words were spoken. Allow this energy to continue moving freely through you, without haste, without demand, simply settling layer by layer, like water finding its own level. I want you to repeat once more, with even more conviction than before, these final affirmations, because they are the final seal of this prayer. I accept now the prosperity that already exists in the invisible plane and that is materializing in my physical life. I am worthy of wealth, of comfort, of financial peace. I do not need to prove my value to deserve abundance. I am already deserving by simply existing. Money is not my enemy. It is my ally. It is my tool for freedom. I choose to see every reel that enters my life as a confirmation that I am on the right path. I choose to trust, even when the rational mind insists on doubting. I choose to remain in this new state of worthiness, even after this video ends. From now on, every time I look at my bank account, I will remember this prayer. I will remember this decision. I will remember that I chose to change my inner frequency. And the external world, being a faithful mirror of the inner world, will gradually reflect this new truth back to me. I am grateful. I am prosperous. I am deserving. And so it is. Do not be in a hurry to immediately return to the fast pace of the day. Allow this energy to settle before proceeding with your activities. Feel your feet on the ground, if you are sitting or standing, or feel the weight of your body supported, if you are lying down. Slowly bring your attention back to the sounds around you, to the light in the room, to the temperature of the air on your skin. And when you are ready, open your eyes or simply return your full attention to your surroundings, carrying with you this new frequency, this new conviction, this new financial identity that you have just decreed. Remember to write that number on a piece of paper, to keep it in your gratitude container, and to return to this prayer whenever you feel you need to reconnect with this energy of abundance. It may not appear again in the same way, but the change it planted within you, that indeed remains. In the coming days you may notice small signs, an unexpected conversation, an idea that arises out of nowhere, a sense of lightness when dealing with bills that previously seemed heavy. Do not ignore these signs. They are the confirmation that the river has begun to move again, and it is this change, silent and constant, that will, over time, transform not just the number in your bank account, but the entire way you walk through the world, knowing, deep in your being, that you already are and always have been prosperous. Carry this certainty with you when you close this video. Carry it when you go to sleep tonight and when you wake up tomorrow. Let it be present in the way you receive each opportunity, in the way you give thanks for each small victory, in the way you allow yourself finally to breathe a sigh of relief when faced with money instead of tension. You are no longer the same person who began listening to this prayer a few minutes ago. Something, however subtle, has already changed. And it is exactly this subtle that with time transforms into everything.